dangerous magnanimity. Earth of a primal energy, right in the presence of the material technology. Be a gun route ya in a urban brutality. Till them no see it as nothing again, them see it as normality. Rasta give I and I musicality and it holds some solidarity to purify your mentality.
Everything's good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Yes, sir. So, what really gave you the inspiration to be playing the percussion?
Oh man, what really gave me the aspiration? I can see the aspiration from to make it inspiration, which is first of all, that was music in general.
Yeah.
You know, when I say music in general, like the people around me, people that I see play music, people that really is inspire me. You know, it's like it's like it was a music personally that really inspired me for me to play percussion. You know, but music and people around me.
Yes, sir. So most people think percussive instruments are simple, but they are quite complex. So, and they add spice to the music like no other instrument can. So, which percussion is your favorite and why?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a tough question, you know, because
yeah,
I love every sound. You know, I love every sound. Like I said to you, it's like I don't have a favorite. It's like I mean, if I have a favorite, means like I'm not a percussionist. You understand me?
yeah,
I mean, I don't have a favorite in sound in general, but I can tell you, like I mean, there's some sound that are really that getting to me. You understand me? Because of this of the story of the sound, of the way the sound come from, the origin of the sound. You know. For example, like I mean, anybody can play percussion, but for you to get the sound come out properly, the original where the sound come from is a different things. You understand me? I mean,
yeah.
anybody can boom 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 da 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 da. You know, but for me, I mean, like I said, it's that person vibe. You know, that person vibe. It's not like I mean, playing percussion is not. I explain to people most like if you don't have it in you, you cannot play it. You know, if it's not original in you, you know, it's not something like I tell people to do, because not only you play for yourself, but you play for other people out there. Be careful, like I mean, things that you do usually sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it usually reflects on what you do. You understand me? I mean, there's sound that touch people. There's sound that heal people. You know, there's some sound that can talk to people. You know, and if you're a percussionist, you understand what I'm saying to you. But if you're not,
Yes, sir.
you know,
So drumming is the root of all music and fundamentally the heart to beat of African culture. So can you tell us about the role of the drum in the music you grew up in the Caribbean?
me, I grew up around what we call tambou.
Yeah,
And I grew up around what we call congas. You know, I did not grow up around I did not grow up around drums. I grew up around congas. You know, because my first ever instrument that I ever played was conga. You know, and to play conga in the Caribbean, to play that particular instrument, you have to be what we call in a real term a vagabond or a villain, you know, because conga is not, once you educate, you don't really want to play that. You understand me? And and conga is like in where I come from. It's like in a conga. It's like and people, it's not educate people that you play it, but the people was educated in their own ways. You understand me? And for example, like that I remember like somebody explained to me what's the meaning of conga, and that was, to me, that was really amazed. You know, the meaning of the whole aspect of conga himself. You know, the skin, you know, the wood, you know, the rope, you know, I mean, it's really amazed, you know. But I grew up around that, you know. That was one of my first instrument, and that I played. And when I finally realized and understand what the conga mean, and I went on like I try other sound, because the conga was the first language, first communication, first telephone, you know, first, because even the thunder, when the thunder run, the conga sound, you understand me? So that was the first, to me, that was the first one I learned. That was the first communication among African, among people in general. You understand me? And that's what I grew up. That's what I grew up among. I grew up among congas, yeah. And yeah, represent one of the biggest thing ever, because the heartbeat himself. You know, the heartbeat himself from the conga. If the heartbeat is not there, means like I'm not saying the music's not there. The music is there, but it's missing something. You know, once you put conga in there, it's like everybody understands what you're saying. Everybody understands like the meaning of the music once you put the conga and the drums in there. You know, and yeah, they meant a lot to me. They meant a lot to me, and that's the whole reason why I'm still trying to educate people. That me personally, as a conga player, as a master, I don't teach women how to play conga, because I understand what meaning. You understand? And so that's something I find a lot of criticisms about that. Oh, how come we don't teach women? But to me, I don't teach women how to play conga, period.
So,
Period. Yes, sir.
yeah. Okay. So you have toured with people like Archie Becker, the Wailers, Julian Marley, and the list goes on. So can you tell us about the experiences?
I can say one of the biggest experience that still drove me to play percussion was Archie Baker. Midnight. I'm not gonna say Archie Baker, but I'm gonna say Midnight. The Midnight Band.
Yeah.
The Midnight Band was the first. I can say the first subject that I put on me. I said, yes, I am what I am. You understand me? And after that came to Julian Marley, and the rest of the list goes on. I mean, Julian's like, no, that's another good. That's another very, very, very big experience for me. Because why? Because of what Mr. Marley represents to me. You know, of what Mr. Marley represents to me, because I remember I used to listen to Mr. Marley, you know, listen to Mr. Marley, dance Mr. Marley, and for me now to play for his sons, whew. I don't know if you know the experience that the rush of, you know, but yeah, that's a very highly experience for me, which is like, you know, that I give thanks to God for that. You know, I give highly God, you know, for that, because yeah, that right there, that's a big one. And after that, Archie Baker came out, like put the cream on top of the cake for me. I was like, okay, Yeah, I am Speedy King.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
yeah. Yes, so reggae, has produced loads of great percussionists such as Seco Patterson, Irvin Carrot, Jarrett, Bongo Herman, Sticky Thompson, Alfonso Martin, Larry McDonald, Tony Ruption, to name a
Masters,
few. So
masters,
yes,
masters,
sir.
masters, masters, masters. Those are
Yeah,
masters. Those are masters.
yes, sir.
Those are people that open doors. You know,
Yes,
especially
sir.
Brother Siko. Especially
Yeah,
brother, yeah, especially Brother Siko. I would say that with a highly respect. You know,
yes, sir.
Brother Siko that opened a gate. That gate, he opened that gate. He was like, "Yo, it's not." I remember him say that, you know, and say to me one time, you know, keep the discipline of the music. Do whatever you do, but the discipline of the music, you have to keep it. You understand me? And that's the way I stayed, because I honor those guys, you know, it's like now, because Brother Siko was like, you know, the way he opened the doors, like, I mean, whew, you know, and you're talking about the other guys, like, you know, from you know, it's like, I mean, those guys, like, I mean, I never have a chance for me to check them. I never have a chance for me to look on them, because as a percussionist, me myself, I don't go and look other people. If it wasn't for Bob Marley, I will never know Brother Siko. You understand me? Because I don't listen to other people.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, I don't want to do that, but I don't feel, to me, I don't feel it's right, you know, as a man that have sound come out of him. You understand me? Because I understand, like, you know, from 0 to 9 is the same number. You know, from 0 to 9 is the same number, but it's what you do with that numbers that count. You know?
Yes, sir.
And I respect, like I said to you, I respect every single one of them. I respect to every single one of them. But like I say, I am Speedy King. I am my own master. You feel the eye? I am my own master. And I say that to myself. No one, I say that again, no one can touch me. I am Speedy King. I mean, I understand what you do. I understand everything. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Because that happened to me one time. I went to Montreal for a gig, and this guy he played percussion also. But yes, I understand he played percussion, but where you come from, that really counts. Yeah, you can't play every single percussion you want. You understand me? But the place you come from, the place your heart is, that's the base of your percussionist. That's the base of where you come from. You understand? That's the voice of what you're trying to tell people. Hey, this is what I am. This is where I come from. This is what I do. You understand me? This is the voice of the people. This is the voice of the sound of who is crying around me. You understand me? And for him to come to me and say, "Oh yes, I heard your name is Speedy King, master percussionist, but I'm the master percussionist." And I tell him, "You are the master percussionist of your own self. I understand that, but I am my own master percussionist in my own self, my inner me. You understand me? And that right there, nobody can go to my kingdom and try and take that over, because I myself here to protect my kingdom." You feel the eye?
Yes, sir.
So it's something I take really personally, because it's not only music to me, but it's what I feel from the inside. You understand? It's what I feel from the inside that come out. And once it come out, have to come out clean, have to come out nice, because you're listening to it. You understand? Other people listening to it. You understand me? Just like
So,
one time, Akibeka said to me one time, he said, I'm here to remind them who they are supposed to be. So I have to behave myself wisely. I have to play my music wisely. Because if I don't do that, I'm not doing my job right properly. You understand me? And
yes, sir.
spirituality, people cannot play with spirituality like that. You understand me? And there's a whole bunch of people out there think that, being dread is whatever, things like, no.
That's right. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of things for you to do, for you to say to yourself, yes, I'm a Rastafarian. You
Yeah.
understand me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
not just one time you woke up with your long hair and tomorrow you go to the studio and tie it up, you understand me? And say to people, oh
Sure.
yeah, Selassie. I know. What's the meaning of Selassie to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand me? Yeah, it's time.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, it's time. I know a lot of people say like, oh yeah, that's not. Yeah, it's time. A lot of people take the Rastafari for fuckery, man.
That's
That's
right.
not
That's right.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you doing your style, do your style. I understand that. But remember, a lot of people look after you. A lot of people look like you. You represent a nation. You don't represent yourself only. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
Before a percussionist, the spirituality, I cannot play with that, because God, you cannot play with God.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
You understand? You cannot play with God. And once you in there, you have to behave yourself wisely, because there's a lot of people look like you. You don't represent yourself only. So that's the reason why when I say I play percussion to represent all the rest of the percussionists out there. Behave yourself. If I can, yo, King, it's so simple, man. It's so simple. If you're a guitar player, you're a guitar player. If you're a drum player, you're a drum. Don't try to chase something that you're not good at it. I understand like my experience at the time, like sometimes like you ask yourself, you have to learn more, but at the same time, it's time for you to leave space for other people, man. Stop being greedy.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? Yeah, stop
Yes,
being
sir.
greedy. Leave space for other people. Don't just get and not give. You understand me? Because if they can listen to the sound, if they can dance to the sound, if they can jump up and love up to the sound, they gotta jump up and love up to God also, you understand? Because that's where the sound comes from.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, so do you think it's important that black people living in the Western Hemisphere trace back and learn about their stolen rich black roots, what's their stolen culture?
First of all, the whole entire world belongs to black people, man.
Yes, sir, that's right.
We, I will say that. I'm gonna say it over and over again.
It's true.
The whole entire world belongs to us.
That's right, yeah.
Even Christopher Columbus and say, "Oh, I'm discovered this." No, it's because he heard from a black man there was other island. That's why I'm trying to go search. You understand me? No, I think black people are supposed to live everywhere more to the whole entire world, King.
That's true.
Search and live the whole entire story. You understand me? I mean, what's his story? His story is what we're doing right now. You understand me?
Yeah.
But the only thing I I usually over people like to understand
Yeah.
who and where they come from. You understand me? For
Yes,
example,
sir.
for simple thing, right? Everybody see me, right?
Yes, sir.
But behind my image, behind what I am right now, there's a story behind it.
Yes, sir.
Not just because of Bob Marley, not just because of this, not just because of that, not just because of the color red, gold, and black. You understand me? No,
Yeah.
there's a history behind it, and that history is okay. I'm not gonna go to your restaurant. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna go to your barber shop.
Sure.
I'm not gonna go to your church. I'm not
Yes,
gonna
sir.
go to your this until you give me what's supposed to be mine.
Yes,
Until
sir.
then, I'm gonna stay different from you, and you're gonna see that. That's my story behind what I am.
Yes, sir.
I'm what we call a negmawa, a runaway slave.
Mm.
You understand? When I say runaway slave, not slave like I was in a chain. No, the slave mentality system.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You understand? Because I'm a king. I was never a slave. My family was never a fucking slave.
Mm.
You understand me? And I
Yes,
stand
sir.
and I stand behind it. You understand me?
Yeah.
Because Black history, they tell black people, yeah, they were slave. But who
Yeah.
was slave? But who was slave? How
Yeah.
many was slave?
Mm.
Because a lot of us, most of us had education than slavery, you know, boss.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You understand me? If you
Yes,
talk,
sir.
if you run back to a man called Toussaint Louverture, Toussaint Louverture was never slave. His family was
Yes,
never
sir.
slave.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You understand me? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What the black history? Yeah. Let's go back to the Kus family.
Mm-mm. It's true. True.
You understand me?
True. Yeah.
Is who what I am, a Kushite. You understand
Yes,
me?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's somebody that run around the world before what? Hey, one thing that I saw, like, I mean, that was amazing to me. Spain. You see how people like run like, I mean, every single day. I mean, that's like I said, that's their life. I salute
Yeah.
to them. I say great. So that's them. But to me, once I know what I am, you understand me? Once I know what I am, I'm not gonna sit down and yell and scream because, oh yeah, gold Brazil, oh yeah, gold Argentina. No, that's the business of them, boss. Because if you go to Spain right now, they throw every single blood clad black people things over for the sea. Every single thing black people own, every single statue, every single library, every single book, they throw them on the sea. Because they didn't want to they didn't want you to know that Spain was a place where people go and study. But most of them was black people that was teaching people over there.
Yeah. I think it was the Moors that ruled there for 700 years. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
They threw everything on the sea. You understand me?
Yeah.
So this generation right now, so they're more like spend their time and their money in tight pants. You understand me? They look like fucking chicken, like a frog legs, whatever, things like that. Yeah, I say.
Yeah.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
Frog leg, but never spend time on history themselves to know exactly where they come from. A whole heap of them carry dread, but they don't understand what the dread means.
That's true. True.
Yes,
sir. Sir, yes, sir.
You understand me? But hey, that's their life, you know? That's their life. It's us first to educate them. You understand me? But for us to educate them right now, it's not true this and rah. You understand? It's music. Now it's time for educate them. But we right now, like you say, like, you know, black people this, black people that. As you can see, like, the reggae industry now, because some guy told me the other day. I mean, he was white. I mean, God bless him, but
Yeah.
he didn't know who Bob Marley was. You understand me? And he have a dread on his head.
It's
You also the fuck rate? That's what. You understand?
It's
He have dread, but then again, he doesn't know who Bob Marley was. You understand? And that's the way that's the reason why I stay the way I stay, because to me, to have your dread is something very powerful, boss. To have your throne, it's powerful. It's really, really powerful. So I suggest you guys, before you guys go do that, go read about yourself. Not, go read about yourself first before you carry this, because this right there is no joke. That can save your life and that can kill you at the same time.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
You understand me? Yeah, dread save your life and kill you at the same time, boss. If you don't know what to do. So
it's
yes, King.
Oh yeah. Okay. So how does being a Rasta inform your music and your life?
It's completely different aspect.
Yeah.
The music, I use the music to escape this world. But being a Levity man, that have nothing to do with my music. You understand me? Because the Levity himself, I can be a Levity and never play music.
So
You understand me? And the way that helped me also, for me to know the difference about people. Guess what? It's their right for me to be what they are. It's not my right for me to push people to be what they are. You understand me? It's my right for me to teach them. But it's not my right for me to force them, because, for example, I have 3 kids. Only one of them is dread. My daughter, the first one. And my 2 boys not dread. You understand me? And I cannot force them to be dread, because why?
Yeah.
It's a Levity. You understand me? It's not a joke. You understand? I mean, I can easily tell them like, oh yeah, go and dread this and that. And they're like, no. But they have to be ready for that first. You understand? They have to be ready for that first, King. So my Levity life is completely different. I mean, I take my Levity life so serious. I mean, if I was in the United States right now, I'd be in the jungle right now. I'd be in the bush right now, because that's where I feel comfortable. You understand me? But at the same time, I cannot be the hypocrite. You understand me? I cannot say like, oh yes, I don't trust people, and then tomorrow morning I just take an airplane and then fly to the next. You understand me? Only for them I say that, oh yeah, I don't trust people, I don't trust none of them, But at the same time, they call him here, grab the airplane, come back, they just get the airplane and just took off. You understand me? But we had to forget, like, guess what? But still, yeah. I mean, it's totally different, you understand, because I'm doing God work. I'm following God. I'm not following people. So you understand me? So I say that to people, and I say that to myself, I say that to everybody also. It's like, I mean, what they're saying to me, what they're doing to me, and what I'm saying to them, everything happened for a reason. You understand me? And I can say to you, it's like I'm one of them. I'm one of the few people that people haven't seen. A lot of my brethren haven't seen my dread yet. To show you that how powerful it is. You understand me? It's
Yeah.
it's not something like I mean it's not something the liberty life is not something like the people me personally I cannot play with it because it's a promise I made to God, it's a vow I made to God and I cannot break it. I have to separate that. I have to separate that because God said that to you. He will come like a thief of the night, so you never know. So basically, it's like I cannot sit down, I cannot pay attention to people. You understand me? Because I made a choice already. You understand? My choice is the God. You understand me? My family come after God. You understand what I say to you? Music come after my family. You understand what I say to you? So basically, I don't put them together. No, that you may see them like no, it's one. But once I'm behind my music, once I'm behind the instrument, I become the liberty man that I am because I'm using that gate for me to go have communication. You understand me? So I'm using that gate to have that communication, and when I'm home, it's a different ball game. I have to use my spirituality for me to deal with my family now because I have to deal with them wisely. You understand me? Because family, you know. My liberty life and the music life, and it's two different things. God come first. And God come first in everything.
Yes, okay. So, could you name some of your top favorite albums? It could be reggae, it could be hip hop, it could be jazz, it could be any. So, like, what is your favorite type of? I mean, what is your favorite album?
Life. I don't have a favorite album because music. To me, music is the most powerful thing ever. You understand me? And once I choose, that's when I'm a favoritism. I'm not.
Oh, yes, true. That's true. Yeah.
You understand me? I'm not. I mean, basically, like the God. I choose God first. You understand me? I mean, music. I mean, I play all kind of music. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
All kind of music. I don't care what kind of music. All kind of. I don't care what kind of music. I would love somebody who challenge me with the music.
Yeah.
For me not to put the percussion in that music. You understand me? It's to show you like I mean, there's no boundary. There's no first. There's no second. You understand me? Somebody asked me that the other day. It's like, how many album you record for Akabeka? Which one is the perfect? Which one is the your favorite one? And to me, it's his voice, my favorite one.
Yeah.
My favorite albums Akabeka is his voice. His voice. Once he open his mouth, talk. You understand me?
Yeah.
You know, but music. I don't have no favorite. Music is music to me. I love music, man. I mean, I love music in general.
Yeah. Okay. So, what advice can you give to those wanting to follow in your footsteps and pursue a career in music, playing the percussion and other percussions?
I usually give people only one advice: go to school.
Yeah.
Go to school. Educate yourself. Because tomorrow, you know what's going to happen to your finger, to your voice. You understand me?
Oh, yes, but true. It's true.
You understand me? Here, percussion is always going to be there.
Yeah.
You feel me? Percussion is always going to be there. You understand me? But, educate yourself. That's my only thing I say to people, man. Educate yourself. When I say educate yourself, because what education got to do with music? A lot. If you educate yourself, if you know how to do, like I usually describe people about percussion. If you know how to do an essay, if you know what an essay is, right?
Yeah.
You give your subject, and then for you to come out and then do whatever. If you know how to do an essay, you're a fucking good musician.
Yeah.
If you're good in school, you're a good musician.
Yes, sir.
Because you will know for you not to be greedy. You will know for you not to be savage. You will know for you to understand people. Patient. once you have education, and from what I've seen, there's a whole heap of them have education, but at the same time, some of them are pure fucking, what do you call it, dungeon. You understand me? That's how dumb they are on stage. You understand me? Because once you call yourself an entertainment, if you belong to music, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say to you. Once you call yourself entertainment, you have to compromise to whatever people ask you for.
Yeah.
Not be what them people want you to be, you know.
Mm.
There's two different things. There's what people want you to be, and give them what they ask you because they pay you. You understand me? And nobody's gonna ask you for me to be something where I'm not. But if you ask me for me to go give you good music, yeah, I'll give you good music. You understand me? It's two different things. You understand? Not be that person like, you know, oh, let money or stage take over them head. You understand me?
Yeah.
That's why I say educate yourself. Once you educate yourself, you see everything in the whole entire world.
Yeah.
If you don't educate, you limit yourself. And music, I'm not saying music's not good, you know, but there's no money in music, boss. Especially when you play instrument. You know, especially when you play instrument, because they want you to be something that you're not, and I'm not gonna be nobody fucking. You understand me? Nah, sir. I'm king for life. You understand me? King for life. You understand me? I stand on my fucking stand on my feet.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna bend down, no. Not even one knee. You understand me?
Mm.
At one knee. You understand me? So that's the whole idea. That's why I tell people don't bend down. Because once you bend down, because they're gonna ask you. They're gonna sit down, they're gonna say, yeah, bend down, let me talk to you. No. Tell them to get up.
Mm.
Men see eyes to eyes to talk. You understand me? If I'm gonna sit down, if you sit down, I'm gonna sit down too. But if you sit down, you're asking for them to bend down to talk to you now. Get up. Let's talk. You understand me? That's man to man. So that's the only thing I can tell them. Educate themselves. Because without education, there's no musician.
Sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for this reasoning. Thank you very much, King, for this reasoning, because I mean, loads of people need this out there, mainly in the industry, because like in the musical industry, there's some problems that need to change and all that. So I mean, thank you very much for giving us this great reasoning, because I must say it's very interesting and all that. So yeah, thank you very much for giving us this reasoning. And before we go, do you have anything to say to your fans that follow your footsteps?
Know that God, the Almighty One, is God. You understand me? There was none before, there was none after. You understand me? Love your brother like you love yourself. Because if your brother doesn't love yourself, fuck him. Love yourself, do your thing. You understand me?
Yeah.
And Rastafari, that's all I say to you guys. That's it.
Yes, sir.
No hypocrisy. That's me. You understand me? So I thank you guys, and I think everybody that's here present listen. You understand me? And if they have any question, they can contact you, and then you can contact me again. So I'm here for that. So if they have anything to say, they can say it to me. I don't take nothing personal. You understand me? And love and light. You understand me? Love and light.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and have a very blessed day. God bless.
Rastafari.